All right. Hello, everyone. Let's get the show on the road. Hello, everybody. From Brad to Nannies, Danny, hello, Murad, Jean, of course. Hello, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Now, let's get into this. Quite a boring day. Those who are more attentive understand and know, and it's all in all rather boring. It is almost as if we've done this. Actually, the way it sort of partitioned itself, it's actually very neat. Sort of helps out to show how these processes don't always break the way we would conveniently like to have them. Basically, this process should be kind of segregated to its own self. In between, we like everything to be done within a day, and we like everything to be neat and tidy, but it doesn't work like that in the market. So, the way it is that we're slowly heading towards the downside. 1 minute sort of doesn't matter. All in all, it's we all know what's going on. We are seeing that we are about to go into overbought on the 5 minutes and probably then start correcting, because the 5 minutes, even when it does reach overbought territory and even when is testing overbought territory, it usually does not take too long. So that's again because of the nature of the chart. Now we start to go into a bit more serious time frames. That is the 30 minutes. And 30 minutes we have more or less, probably, since we're running towards the end of the week and the end of the session, it looks like we're going to be rather bearish, even if being mitigated by this bullish upside, right? Temporarily so. Still, it is in oversold territory, so not going to be all that surprising if that 30 minutes will be tugging the price action to the downside. Not that surprisingly, we're seeing 45 being rather bearish. We have we completely ran out of bull momentum, if you will. So now, thus, subsequently, inevitably, the bearish momentum is dominant. On the 1 hour, it's even further more visible, right? So pretty clear. On the 4 hours, we're further breaking and slowly moving, again, converging, diverging. As I said, this is not over yet, but slowly we're losing more and more momentum, and eventually it is going to break. Why do we think it's going to break? Because we see something similar on that regard on the daily part. In fact, we didn't think we're going to go that far all along. We thought we were going to break earlier. Didn't really happen. It just kind of, went screwy. We had another burst of bullish momentum. The reason we're expecting, all in all, everything to pan out to be rather bearish more than bullish is simply because what we see on the monthly chart, we ran far too hot, far too high for far too long, and there are so many chores to correct and fill in on the bottom. And that's inevitably going to happen. It's just a matter of time. In fact, we're getting closer with every day, boys and girls. We are 3 days away from locking that candlestick and seeing how the market will proceed from here. We're expecting it to take a nosedive. We're expecting it to have more of a downtrend on the larger scheme of things. 6 months will readjust just as 3 months once we're going to start seeing that bearish momentum. And why do we overall think it's bearish? Because the yearly chart looks like all hell. So, now that we got everything kind of summarized, I can go to the chat and see what's up. And we can follow the price action. I'm sorry, boys and girls, today is going to be rather tame. Probably there is very good probability that we're going to see that 57.22 again, back to it. So all in all, another wasted week, just like I said, doing pretty much nothing. So, right, here you go. I have one for this. I have one. It is completely ironic, right? It's very, it's all completely ironic. Well, it is what it is, though. We know we take things for what they are. We don't do any wishy-washy argument here. We just kind of look at things for what they are. Thank you, nannies, boys and girls. Patreon, the academy, the one-on-one academy is officially locked. It is locked until further notice. It's completely full. And I'm sorry, no members, no public, no nothing. It is completely full. The academy, the one-on-one technical analysis. Those who are not sure what I'm talking about, I conduct a technical analysis academy where I teach in-depth analysis, far deeper than what we do here, simply because it requires a lot more time, and I'm being stingy. Well, maybe a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. But it is private IP and something I've accumulated over the years and learned and practiced myself for many years, and that stuff is being taught one-on-one. Currently, the academy is locked, so the only way to get a little bit more from me and the community, Tom as well, because Tom and I share a Discord. The quickest and cheapest way is, yeah, exactly $10 on the Patreon, and you are in. You're going to be able to join us on the Discord. I do try to appear there as much as I can. This week was chaotic, completely chaotic. In fact, the last couple of weeks I was basically doing a lot more running around than actually hanging out. There's a lot of tickets, a lot of new members, a lot of support needs to be given to our members, a lot of various tasks. So I was a little bit all over the place, but generally you get to join our 4 Zoom calls. You get to join me pretty much on a daily basis, depending on where you are and how early can you join on the Discord. We have Hangouts and all sorts of fun stuff that I'm not remembering right now all of it, but anything from the channels, the text channels themselves, to the voice channels, to the just a lot of awesome activities and a lot of awesome members, a lot of actually valuable information you can gather from that one single place. Okay. Hello, Ori. Hello, Ori. I'm also Greg Ori. We are brother there. Ori Dekel. No boring in Israel. Yeah, it's not boring in Israel. That is true. Ori here is 100% true. We are having a blast. Wink, wink. It is goddamn horrible here at times. Again, those who worry for me, thank you for the worry. I am more towards the center of the country, sadly. Israel is so tiny, and we're under the... I mean, it's funny. Just yesterday, my entire area was basically had a bunch of rockets launched at it. Although it wasn't exactly here. It was a little bit closer to Tel Aviv at that time. But actually, it's pretty horrible what's going on here. It is what it is, though. All right, so I want some action. Gene. Cristiano, hello, Cristiano. Cristiano del Nunno. I now know how to say it properly. I am now also maybe will be accepted into the Assassin's Creed. Now, me to some bullish action. Yeah, I mean, we had some more bullish on the open, but then, thank you, Cristiano, thank you. אני לא מבין, Brad. That is because you're on the wrong language, brother. That's your caps lock. I'll shift. So all in all, it's kind of a boring day. We were talking about it on the previous sessions. It is quite phenomenal how they're establishing newer highs and able to squeeze more. And I've warned about this, that we're going to be arriving to the place where most of the retail traders are conditioned into buying every single dip without any too much thought. For example, SMCI yesterday made quite a drop. Everybody, of course, then rushed into buying back in because buying a falling knife. But I yesterday covered SMCI and I told you guys it's probably going to have some form of a correction. We have a larger channel of things. Of course, then we're going to have to be more observant. But notice what's going on. They are unloading in buckets and you guys are buying in droplets, right? Unloading in buckets. And more, the irony here is that, well, it's an event that nobody could have predicted, right? But the technicals somehow knew. So you see that keeps on happening, that same reoccurrence. Again, if you analyze correctly, your analysis could be wrong. The tools themselves are never wrong. Your analysis could be wrong. And don't think that the experts always get it right. Look at what happened to lots of hedge fund managers during post-2022. All right, so just sort of look at what happened during that time. And oftentimes, both Tom and I, we say, knowing and being able to analyze things correctly and, even if foresee them to some extent, it doesn't mean you can perform correctly, doesn't mean things will pan out as you expect. There's a lot of monkey wrenches that could be thrown into the, into your wheels as you go. So remember that little factor. And I'm evidence to that. You can ask around in the community. I've predicted a lot of wonderful things and not always able to perform on them as expected. It's just that's the reality of the market. And right now it seems that the institutions are really playing. If we had to assemble a dictionary for this realm of things and how this should be appearing in the dictionary to squeezing the lemon. This is phenomenal. More so, just from the psychological aspect of things, which most people fail to see, is that the argument of the institutions prior was that by now, although we're at all-time highs, and remember, the market is the structured on the greater fool theory at the end of the day, which is sort of plays very neatly into it's a zero-sum game, right? Now, the market, I mean, and at the end of the day, they cannot expect to sell if you guys are not convinced that there will be two things. First of all, that you will buy right now and the price will go higher, but more so, it will go high enough for the next person to buy these assets off of you, thinking it's going for even third or higher. Guys, that's not realistic. The market that we're seeing right now would be too hot and abnormal for normal, good, positive economic conditions. And we keep on hearing this argument of back and forth. Are we in a recession? Are we not? Of course, wink, wink. The government played some role into how we define things. But you need to be more objective and dig deeper into the numbers and realize what the numbers are truly showing and when these numbers looked like that in the last time. So it means if we're looking at the job numbers, we're looking at credit card delinquencies, savings, consumer strength, all these parameters all together, the pricing of goods, discretionary, non-discretionary spending, all of these beautiful things, supply chain. We have to be realistic about what's going on about supply chain. Israel was just shot by the Houthis the other day. You guys think the Red Sea is, is anywhere a good crossing right now? It is still 16 to 20% of all the supply chain, right? And it's just that partition of things. No one is talking about Baltimore anymore. No one talking about the congestion that happens everywhere. No one is talking about none of these things. And of course, maritime shipping is more expensive, insurance is more expensive, the raw materials are more expensive. By the way, everybody's talking about inflation. Let's talk about shrinkflation. Let's talk about how you buy. And even if you pay that hypothetical amount, let's say if right now, you get so many less groceries if for that X amount of money, let's say you're willing to pay more, not a problem, right? Even when you will sort of supposedly get that extra packet, regardless of what you're getting in that per packet for that original price, for that supposed amount, you're not going to get the same amount. There is shrinkflation. Why? Because companies need to survive. How do they survive? They shrink the products, if by a tiny bit. Some products have been already so shrunk to the point where now it just feels like you're buying mostly air. Of course, the regular old joke of the chips and the air in the bag. Of course, the air in the bag is to help the chips arrive to you. Not completely broken and powdered, right? That's the actual intention, remaining freshness and all that beautiful stuff. But still, that's kind of how it feels when you're opening a bag of chips and you get there 4 chips. It really does not. It's excessive. It's to the point where you buy products and you're not sure whether you should have bought them in the first place. You go to the store and you already come back with such a puny amount of groceries. I've seen that meme going on. For that same amount of money, you don't no longer need to go to put it in the trunk. You just throw it on the passenger seat right next to you. The 1.5 grocery bags that you got for the same amount of money. In fact, now it's even more money. That's the that's the sad part. Look, if you're getting fatter 1 year 20, pounds or kilos or whatever you want to go with, and then 20 more, and then 25 more, and then I don't know, 19 more, 18 more, and then at some point you go to the point where you're just gaining only 3. you're still now a fat ass. That's just the reality, right? You're getting slower. Sure, that's good. That's wonderful. That's good progress. But in reality, right now, you have to go to negative so long for and suffer because in reality, it's not like we're in. You see, these conditions when we start dropping interest rates are well good, sure. If we're not having the overall everything conditions that we have, if we don't really truly have recessionary conditions. Tom explained and mentioned this just recently in one of his videos. Amazing video, highly recommend. Boys and girls, don't miss out anything he posts. Again, he does breakdowns that I don't take the time to do here. And I kind of often sadly gloss over things because I rely on everybody knowing them because they're so fundamental. I'm a bit of a jackass or a moron like that, but that's why we have Tom. I'm here to deal with the technicals, and we have Tom to remind us of all the history and break down all the important stuff, right? But still, you have, when you make your equation to what the market is going to do, it has to come, nothing is in a vacuum. Not the technical analysis, not the fundamental analysis, not the microeconomics. It's all sort of conjoined into these. Old Smoky! Oh my God, boys and girls. We have here a true legend, a true YouTube legend. Just seen you are live. My internet keeps dropping out from the storm we're getting. Yeah, yeah, Smokey. Old Smokey here, has his own YouTube channel. Those of you who know, I'm a completely crazy moron when it comes to survival. Some would call it prepping and all sorts of things, which that's not true, but survival mostly. I used to serve in the military. I am kind of crazy about MREs. So Old Smokey here has an amazing channel on which he reviews MREs, and I'm kind of addicted. I do try to join religiously. Sadly, it's an inconvenient time for me, and with the condition in the country, I don't always get the opportunity, but I do try, and I do watch everything afterwards, that's for sure. It's an amazing channel. Old Smokey here is from the US, from the South. You're being way too kind. No, I'm not. I cannot give you enough credit, my brother. You have one of the best communities on the planet. It's one of the kindest communities you'll ever find. It's very similar to what we have here. Also, not a big crazy community, but if you guys want to look into MREs, and he opens rare ones, like he gets to get stuff that is hard to get. And no, he doesn't just open them. The crazy man eats most of that stuff, which I'm sometimes horrified and I'm yelling through the chat, stop, don't eat that. So he's absolutely amazing. That's awesome to hear. In pep, for real. So, happy Friday. Yeah, boys and girls, so I highly recommend checking out Old Smokey's channel. I am quite a fan myself. My Guardian, it's nice. Margin rates are lower due to the interest rate cuts. Again, there are certain benefits, Mike, yes, but look, if conditions were positive, this can all backfire really bad. You realize this how you find your way into recession. And also, don't forget, in true recession, don't forget how we have the real estate market right now in trouble. You're not going to have, the economy needs to be motivated. You cannot motivate the economy when everything is expensive and everybody's out of money and shaking in their boots. It's not going to work like that. Again, rate cuts are good if we're not in recessionary conditions, which objectively we are. And that also warrants why they were look, reasonably, it doesn't matter whether we went with 25 or 50, but it does indicate something. All right, Sekor, hello, good to see you, brother. Good to see everybody here, by the way. Thank you all for showing up and joining the live. I tremendously appreciate every single one of you. Although we're having quite a boring day in the market today, as you can see, it's quite boring. I do think we're going to trace back to that 5722.84. We've already tested it to death. That's more of that normal behavior we've expected. This is rather high. We did say that's possible. Remember, we spoke about how it's possible that we're going to go as far as 58. But objectively, I was saying with that momentum, it's not all that possible. I ended up being wrong on that front. Again, boys and girls, you can see we all can get things wrong sometimes. And that's why I'm not trying to time the market, but we're trying to catch these larger time frame moves, or rather where the locations are at, the price action points more than anything. So here, Pep for real, yeah. I've been watching Tesla over the past month or two. Smokey, we need to work on your Discord first of all, as I've left a message on your Discord today. Old Smokey here has a Discord as well, which I'm trying. I finally got him to open. I'm gonna try and help him manage his Discord, which, by the way, brings me to my shameless plug, which I don't care what people think. Time to plug the Discord, which we have 18,600 people, all due to our amazing Tom Nash, of course, and a little bit to me. But it's an amazing community. By the way, that is Old Smokey's Discord right here. It's going to be amazing. Right now, it's rather quiet and just kind of, we're starting to move stuff around. You can see just the community gathering and all that stuff. Smokey, if I may do a bit of a plug for you right there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, I promise. We're going to make it great, not again, but for the first time, it will be amazing. We have our community here. Don't forget when you join to confirm the rules right here. Otherwise, you'll see none of that beautiful stuff. You'll be stuck in limbo like these people for some reason that choose to see nothing and just kind of look at this wonderful button just being clicked back and forth. If you are already a Patreon member, don't forget to go and link your accounts by clicking this link, the go to, right? That will take you to Patreon, to exactly the menu you need to get. You just click the button to connect the accounts, and it's all nice and dandy and done. And you will be transported from the public partition, which is, by the way, amazing. We have the town square, our overall general chat, and amazing people, and sometimes some scammers. Where's my Ben button? Wait, what am I doing? Ben. What is that? Is that wait, is he trying to pretend to be you? Nancy. No, it's Nancy's. I thought it was Nanny's. And you're gone. All right. And you're gone. Who are you? You're also a scammer, I think. You're holding the boat. NFTs. Yes, we do not tolerate that sort of bullshit. So we do like this. And bye-bye. Problem solved. There we go. All right. So when you connect your accounts, if you're a Patreon member, you'll be transported from here, which you have the Palantir, Tesla celebrations, and all sorts of awesome channels, ranging from all the awesome channels you see all the way to memes. And then you'll be transported right here. Hey, Brad. Hey, Brad. Brad. What are you doing there, Brad? You legend. And you'll be transported here to members, in which you'll have a lot more, like the stock threads, the various academies if you sign up. Although my academy is locked right now, you should sign up for Tom's. $35 a month, and you get tremendous knowledge and value. Nowhere else that you will get this sort of value. Nannies, if you can do solid, please, and help me out and post Tom's Patreon. He has a $35 tier, which I highly recommend checking out. It will let you join an extra call, accept offers. Exactly. Oh, today I had a call with one of our members that was approached by multiple me's, and thank God he's less familiar with the technology and Discord and all that sort of stuff. But so I had to guide him to make sure he's not gonna do anything. And it was already contacted by scammers and all that, and I had to guide them how to block them. They are really, really scammy assholes out there. So, just in your line, we said we've been there. Happy Friday. Smokey, I've been watching Tesla. I'm gonna get to Tesla in a second right there, Smokey, so you can see what I meant when I wanted you to see. That's a problem. Everything seems so uncertain right now. Exactly. I'm afraid to commit. I keep thinking the crash is right around the corner and it hasn't came yet. True, but remember, it's not gonna. There is no, blinking light truly that's gonna, with 100% certainty, that's gonna be warranting everybody to get out. Otherwise, that would be too predictive, and the market would know when to crash. And until it's an impossibility, we can't. The market cannot know for certain. That always have to be this. It always comes down to this Is it falling? Is it not? That has to be this way. That's why you have to have a conviction behind your thesis based upon whatever, if it's a gut feeling, I recommend taking it to the bathroom, it might pass, or I recommend technical analysis as usually we do here, and my students here can vouch and know why it works also well. Yes, sir, I will definitely try to work with you today as long as I have service. No. Smokey, don't be dealing with that right now. You have a storm to think about, brother. I'm tremendously grateful you're here on the live. And I get to talk to you a little bit. This time around, it's opposite. Usually it's opposite. It's me talking to Smokey through his chat. But no, bro, just worry about, you and yours, and all the animals that you take care of. No, think about these things right now. You and I will get to hang out for sure many more times and, take care of that stuff. It's not urgent right now. Take care of yourself. That's more important. Tom, Greg, and mods will never initiate DMs. Very, very, very true. Real-time Discord moderation. Let's go. Yeah, Sekor, when you have to do what you have to do. Q, questions. Question, do you think Tesla is just going to keep going up? No, I actually think Tesla will go for a correction. Smokey, since you're new here and you've never kind of seen me talk about these things, let's go to Tesla. Look, I'm gonna... In fact, okay, let's look at it this way, all right? So I want to show you something. This is this is the S&P, right? This is the S&P, and I'm gonna clean it up for you for a sec. So this is gonna just kind of, this is the S&P on this sort of, in fact, let's take the weekly kind of view, right? And I want to add overlay on top of this chart. I'm going to make it a line chart right now, so it's going to be as basic as humanly possible. In fact, let's make it monthly, so maybe it will be even easier to comprehend. And I want you to notice what's going to happen when I overlay Tesla over the S&P. Okay, so we have Tesla. We put the new scale price so we can actually adjust them a little bit. Overall, what are you seeing? You notice how even though they're slightly, again, now adjusted, right, you have deviation. But do you notice that overall, right, if this is Tesla and this is S&P, I'm doing a travesty here. No one can see jack shit. Let me just remove everything. First of all, no, that's not gonna help me. Let's hide everything. I'm just gonna control everything and delete. Can I? No, I can't. Yes, I'm going to remove everything in its mama. Okay, so you notice what's going on here. So if you see, this is Tesla, right? Okay, so to be more exact, and you see this is the S&P, they kind of move in tandem. The thing is here, of course, well, you say, if you compare this to this, Tesla has not reached the highs that the S&P has. But we can see and we know they're far more related. It's kind of, well, if Tesla would have not been lagging due to its own reasons, right, and kind of falling behind, it would have looked very similarly too. And it's something we compared before. Now, the thing is that they are so highly correlated that when the S&P, and if we're saying, well, they're high probability of a recession, a market correction, Again, Smokey, you're not familiar with the channel properly yet. You haven't seen, you haven't been, and all that. But you and I have been kind of talking about this in your own chat, and when you and I hung out, there is more beneath the surface that is visible to the average trader or your retail trader, if you will. And the community here is more aware of the things and the worry and why we've been sort of warranting this preparation for a deeper correction. And if the S&P will go down with that correction as we expect, it doesn't matter that Tesla has not reached these highs. It will start correcting on its own from that relative level to where it will be, regardless of not ever reaching the same relative level that the S&P has. You understand? So if we're expecting the market to break, we cannot simultaneously expect Tesla to fly high. In fact, in the community, those who have been around know that I've predicted on Tesla. Here, let's look at Tesla individually. Those who have been around know I've predicted this longer duration move that we've seen retain basically this trend. We saw, pardon me, I'm not sure why am I not having my Tesla set up right here. Is that, no. Is that, let's see, I think I should have it right here. I'm sorry, pardon me, my bad. think that's where my Tesla setup is, or at least part of it. Yeah, that's part of the setup. But we've seen this. We've kind of gone over this thing. Let's look at it in the data. I think, yeah, that's the other setup I have. You can see there are basically two channels that have been retained for a very long time, and we actually kind of broke through both of them. The longer duration one, right, that we started testing back at November 21-ish, October actually 21, and a secondary pardon me, and a secondary resistance we've tested and proven to be there for a long time. We had this almost wedge formation. Yes, we broke out, but we broke out temporarily. Why did we break out? Because we had a gap to close. Those who remember, we had a big gap right here. We broke out. The momentum dragged us onwards into the golden pocket, which we're familiar to be highly magnetic to the price action. No big surprise here. We hit our head. And right now, momentum, unsurprisingly so, at least on the daily, giving us indication of being too hot. Sure, we have our trend line. We can test the top of that resistance. That's the 273, which will never give us that above the 300, sadly, and retaining a downwards direction trend by breaking down after retesting this. Why are we thinking that? Because what we extrapolated on the larger time frames, and that's what we said. Why are we saying, well, Tesla can be bullish on its own? Sure, it has its own shorter term trend, it has its own larger term trend, but look at it this way: you'll be able to squeeze $4 more. Are you actually going to sell anything in $40 more? No, you're not. You're just going to be buying more. Guess what? You're going to be increasing your average by doing so. Basically, if your average would start somewhere around here, by buying more as you go up, your average, if your eventual buys will be here, you'll end up with an average that's somewhere around here, and the market breaks back down and you're effed. You see what happens here? And we've seen this happen before throughout the larger. Again, it fluctuates, right? The market fluctuates back in and out of larger and shorter term trends. And yes, we can deviate. We've seen this before on Tesla. If we really kind of block things off the way we are, we're trying to be a little bit too meticulous about it. We know the trends have usually, any trend really have slippage, and that's kind of the problem with what we stumbled upon by having a lot more excessive momentum from the indices. Think about it, all of this excessive momentum that we actually got coming through, you really think that's the individual buying of Tesla? Sure, that gives us a little bit bullish momentum, not realistically, not enough to push the price action that high. What is that? That's the translation directly from the price action from the indices. So in other words, what was going to happen on the larger time frames is that we went into oversold territory right here on the stochastic RSI. The boys and the girls who are here a little bit more consistent and have been showing up for the lives and Zooms and know exactly what it means on the technical analysis level, and also us, well, Tesla having bad results on the earnings lately, several in a row, 4 in a row really, and we're going to have potentially this one a miss. So guess what? We have all the right reason to start building a breakdown, because it's not just temporary, it's consistent. Does that mean anything for the long term for Tesla? You boys and girls, those who are more consistent here, knows exactly how bullish I am about Tesla. Tesla right now, it's in its diapers. And honestly, if you're not going to get too emotional by buying right now and seeing Tesla drop back to 100, sure, you should be buying. There's no two doubts about it. On the other hand, you can get confirmation one way or another, wait for it to drop if it will, and then start picking up on the bottom, making it a swing, right? If we're gonna be right, or one way or another, you're gonna be creating a low average by buying on the bottoms, like Tom continuously tells you guys, 52-week low, right? Go for these sort of averages. If you're going to be consistent in seeking these lows, you're always going to end up buying on the low ranges. Not even if not perfectly, still on the low ranges. That means when you're going to go higher eventually, you will still have a better average than the person who was not buying. Does it mean you have to be buying with both hands when the market is sketchy? You definitely shouldn't. All right? When the market looks like this, no, you shouldn't. When tech looks like this, no, you shouldn't. Why? Because Tesla, as we know, is not a car company, it's a tech company. All right. I need to go back to the chat. My God, I just went bananas here. Sorry. But Smokey, I hope you got a bit of an answer right there, my brother. In my opinion, again, you do you. This is not financial advice. But I think you can wait and you'll be able to pick up Tesla on a very low price eventually when we get to it. That is for now. Okay, what we're seeing, this is for now temporary analysis. Let me just bring everything back to normality so I can see the chart. Now let's bring it back to the 1 minute so we can follow up on what's going on. As you can see, as we predicted, moving back to that 5722. No surprise. All right. But the newly joined member is prompting me free bitcoins. Xacor, they're gonna promise you a lot of wonderful things like free bitcoins, free ballerinas, free Lamborghinis. Don't worry, they haven't really started with the heavy stuff. They're only offering you free bitcoin. Man, they're offering me free livers. But come on, Xecor, you already seen my message. You know what to do with them, right? You know what you wish them, and then you block them and report them on being, of course, a nuisance and a cancer to Discord. As far as I'm concerned, I'm waiting until after November to see what's happening. Very good. Yes, Smokey. We spoke about this, brother. Absolutely. I agree. I mean, honestly, look, even if Trump gets elected, you and I spoke about it, it's not like he has fairy dust or magical powers, right? The conditions that were brought about that nobody will remember in 4 years, and then when the Democrats will try have another run, and they will claim all Trump is all at fault of all the troubles of the world, and inflation and recession and all the crap that they've cooked up for literally 4 years. So, I mean, come on. We all understand what's going on. Okay. Similar movements with exactly they are not related, but they are tied to one another. The entire tech sector, of course, the S&P, Nasdaq, all of these forces are moving in tandem. If you have the ability to see these things, you're going to recognize that they're not all that separate from one another and affected by one another, tied into one another. It's a web, it's a network of forces that are affecting one another, and no force moves because another doesn't. All it takes is Elon saying something on X. Well, that's regardless. Elon being, look, he's technically the richest man on earth, right? Or at least at times back and forth. It doesn't matter. If his wealth and his contribution to the world does not give him the power to say his dumbass opinions, and as crazy as they may sound at times, I don't know what we, the people, the other, need to do to have the freedom of speech. This is bullshit. He's right. He's trying to emphasize the fact of the matter that you don't need to be all that rich, and that's absurd that you have to be that rich, and you're still being criticized. What else does he need to grow? We need to grow an info, an imp above his head to be able to say his what's on his mind. Smokey, at times I don't agree with what he says, but I sure as hell agree with his right to say so. You know what I mean? As crazy and as dumb as it sounds at times. And let's not forget, he's basically, look, he's not young anymore. That's how he retains his youth. The dude is a workaholic. He works his brains off. Trust me, I can say some dumb things sometimes as well on the Discord when we hang out with the boys and girls there, and I say some really dumb things. Okay, I'm human. We're all human. It's fine. Elon is not hovering above the ground. He should be allowed to say dumb things. He should be. He still is the best CEO on the freaking planet. Period. But based on what Elon says. Well, Mike, let's not just do that, but we should consider what he says. Gene Greg, I attended your lives because I'm a bog fan of you. Gene, you crazy mother lover. Like this heat map. Not enough red. Yeah, Gene. We just pick up more S triple Q. We pick up more S triple Q. Those who are not up to speed, I have 2,200 of it. 2,200 S triple Qs. I'm going to be buying more. But yeah, I have now 2,200 S triple Qs. Got another 100 the other week. Yes, I looked into the drop and I'm going to buy. I know it's coming. Very good, very good. Smokey, yeah. You and I, don't worry. You and I will hang out plenty, and I'll get to tell you all the wonderful stuff I know one-on-one properly, so you'll have less questions. Don't worry about it, brother. You still have time, it seems, if I'm not wrong. And if I'm wrong, eventually it will be going to be visible, and you're going to be able to pick up with a lot more confidence into the future. So one way or another, you're going to be good. Don't worry about it. Chapter. Since I interrupted your discussion, what is the main focus of your discussion today? Usually, Smokey, I usually discuss the S&P because it's so highly. Very good question, actually. Look, the S&P, the Russell, all of them actually at time. Just recently, I had a chart that was set up to have an overlay of the S&P, the Russell. Tom Nash, my brother from another mother. I have two YouTubers on the same live. This is insane. This is like I'm breaking records here. And Tom Nash, those of you who don't know, brother from another mother. Greg, you couldn't help yourself with the neon sign shit. It's okay. I thought it was okay. So the focus is usually on the S&P and the major indices, right? Because the major indices are essentially tied into all the assets one way or another, because the Russell and the S&P and the Nasdaq are essentially tied into one another with their movements. You find through that the entire array of movements, and if you look at the S&P, it's sort of the balance between the Russell and the Nasdaq, and that way you get the best sort of feeling of what the market is doing. Tom is probably doing crazy stuff as always. Let me get to it. I'm already curious. 1 second, give me. It's like I'm looking for we said since the focus is the S&P. We said the indices. We do look at other assets, of course, as well, you know, by request and all that sort of stuff. But we covered most of that stuff recently. So me neither personally, without any jokes, think crypto is a scam. Gene, the principle of crypto is not a scam, but I would recommend everybody looking and digging deeper into where crypto started, how it got to where it is, and start asking questions. And the answers are very obvious. And once you look at the answers, you'll figure out whether you should like Bitcoin or not, crypto. You'll have a better, clearer stance. And finally getting to Tom. Yeah, I got the new. Okay. I knew you wouldn't do that. I thought it was good, Tom. Come on. Tom, what's the neon sign? Greg has a problem. He's addicted to shiny things. I like the bling, baby. Yeah. You're now an official YouTube legend. All of you guys are. What do you mean? With my entire 25 people watching here. We are all legend in our own minds in a small community. You know what's horrible is that there are some characters I'm not going to mention on YouTube that they make a fart and they get millions of views and a trillion likes. People, and I'm going to include Tom in that batch, sadly, because Tom deserves a lot more viewers, a lot more subscribers than he has. Like, a lot. He has a very decent amount, sure, but he deserves a lot more. And the sad reality that all three of us should be doing a lot better than some other channels on YouTube, but it is what it is. A small, nice family. I like that. That's fine. If it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow organically. It should be growing organically. It shouldn't be forced. And it's already a nice community that I have here. Awesome people, smart people, more important. So loyal people, devoted people. That's more important than anything. And I've been around Tom for a long time. We've seen all the community go through different evolutions, and I'm absolutely for what I have here, even if it's going to take a while. I don't care. I love it. All right, well, boys and girls, I think we're getting close to the end. Nanny's clan. Smokey, Nanny's here is like oh my god, my brain is blanking. Miss. Oh my god, brain, come on, work. No, I can't believe you're your main mod. My brain is shoving nannies, and like my brain is coming up with Miss Nannies, and I know it's not correct. I mean, it is, but not in that sense that what I'm trying to say. Nannies claim saying. Do you see that the institutions are selling off? Lucas, look, again, they're trying to make it less obvious, but yes, through the price action, that's what it seems. They are unloading in big batches, and you guys are slowly buying them up. They're unloading in big batches, you're buying them slowly back up. If conditions are positive enough, conducive enough for you guys to even create a new all-time high. Yes, we spoke about this and we said there is room for that. Does that change the overarching trend? No, we know that 12 months still implies that larger correction. Does that mean the end of the market? No, that means that the only thing Tom and I keep on reminding you is when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen. Don't go through this period like the last time, okay? Don't do what you've done here. A lot of people did not buy here, and here started asking themselves why I didn't buy here. Here you were too preoccupied with your current bleeding portfolio. Pardon me. Here your portfolio will feel like just like everybody. You'll be so caught up in the momentum and the fear that you will forget all about what's going on right now in this very chat and this very day and this very month. You'll forget all about it. The trick is when your portfolio is going to be blood red, like this color, like this red, when your portfolio is going to be this red, you know what you do? You buy. You buy. And that's what Tom's system never, ever fails. Okay? Don't be focused on the pain. Remember to be focused on the future. 5555 incoming. Yeah, absolutely. Damn it, I almost forgot about that goddamn spot. That 555555. I'm gonna test it to death. Right. I forgot about it. That purple 555555. Pardon me, boys and girls. By the way, again, Nanny's posted Tom Nash's Patreon, boys and girls. Remember, my academy is locked right now. It's full. So, and Tom's right now is discounted. Tom's academy right now is being, instead of $100, it's $35 a month. That is like somebody offering you a brand new Lamborghini for free. I'm not even going to go to, $100, $200, $1,000. F it. It doesn't matter. Okay? Even, I'm going to be straightforward with you. That academy, even if the price for it would have been $1,000 a month, it still would have been chump change in comparison to what the tremendous value that it gives. It's active, it's proactive, it's interactive because you actually get these Zooms every week, and Tom helps and personally speaks to you and explains, and I participate as well. And guys, this is a resource like none other. And I have members who've gone through all the various courses online. I've stumbled upon all these people and I spoke to them, and I know exactly how the backdrop of all this bullshit education that's going on, on YouTube and various places. Guys, what we offer here is like now I can say it proudly. I'm certain of it. There are very few people who offer very valuable courses, and most of them, by the way, sadly, even sometimes you're going to find a real professional, but most of the time it's very expensive, right? Waiting to buy SoFi at $4 and SPX at $3. Broken toys. Remember what we said. If I'm correct, and the S&P will break to that 3,300 area, right? It doesn't have to be 3,300, but we know we're talking about an area with the range and all that. SoFi probably going to be lower than $4. I'm just going to say that, okay? I'm pardon me. I'm fairly certain it's going to be a lot lower than $4. Remember, we're currently on that range of 8.6, right? Remember, we're currently doing 8.6, and we've been doing it forever. But the trend is descending. The thing is, so we were descending on that higher range, then we broke to that low range, and we sort of created artificially this in-between, very, very, narrow, if you will, path. And yeah, we broke up a little bit, but just reminder, we do that. Okay? We do that. That's a normal thing. And we all know SoFi is not prepared to float above the tsunami. Okay? With all due respect. So let's go, nannies. Hopefully see you again soon, old Smokey. How can I How can I add someone in the chat like that? Nannies class. Nannies is a mod here, so but you can do as well. You just use the add. Smokey, just like we do it on your channel, on your thing as well. You should be able to add. you just put the at symbol and then you start writing the name and it will offer you. Exactly. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I need to buy some. Old Smokey, stop it. Stop it. I don't care for drops to 001. Smokey, stop it. Entire thing is very interesting, in my opinion, so much. So I'm willing to lose money on it. I knew this is where you're gonna go. Stunks only go up, right? Where's Stunks when we need them? Lower than the 4, yay. Nanny's clan, it's not working for me. What do you mean? It should. Wait, well, why isn't? Maybe I should fix something about my channel? Maybe I'm doing something wrong? Smokey, you should be able to. That's weird. No, why? It's working. No, I think it does. Smokey, you don't see it, but it highlights it to the person who sees it. Like if if you're gonna highlight me, I'm gonna see it, right? Not everyone. That's kind of the beauty of it. I think it works. You guys don't understand. Smokey is usually the guy on the other side of the chat. Cut him some slack. Come on, help the brother out. I love you so much, Smokey. Your channel is awesome. See you, by the way, on the next live. Still didn't work. I tried it without. No, it works, Smokey. I promise it works. Smokey, I promise. You wanna? In fact, let me show you. Okay, let me show you. You see, it's gonna highlight it for you, not for everyone. Yeah. You see, I'm telling you. You guys see, I'm telling you. He's usually the one behind the chat, and he has his own moderators. Miss, what is wrong with my brain? Oh, shout out to all the legends from Smokey's channel. Spicy tuna rolls, Magnum, all the boys and girls from there, by the way. And I can't believe I'm not remembering the name of our beloved moderator there. I can't believe my brain is just going stupid. Oh my god. Miss. Stupid brain. Miss Marilyn! Yes! Smokey, thank you. So yeah, you see Nanny's here is like you're Miss Marilyn. Now you get the idea. Absolutely you get it. And Mama here, Nanny's, she's a legend. She's an absolute legend. I cannot describe in words how grateful I am to have her. All right, so where were we? We're going back to the indices that we're looking at. Pretty boring day all in all, given the fact that we're gonna have an hour left. Boys and girls, we're not expecting anything all that out of the ordinary. We know what we expect. We're expecting that 5722, maybe a little bit lower. We're already starting to see the buildup of that momentum to the downside. We know this is going to switch a million times, so it doesn't matter. We're going to look at the 5 minutes, which we know probably going to run out of momentum sooner or later. Yeah, we might push back up a little bit higher again, based upon this 30 minutes and 5 minutes, right? But don't forget, the larger we go, the more bearish it becomes and far more likely to retain that bearish momentum, bringing us lower, as you can tell, rather than higher. Okay, that is for now. That's it. I think we've covered all that beautiful stuff. Please, everyone, hit the like button, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. Nannies, thank you very much. Tremendously appreciate it, especially those who see this recording afterwards. Because not everyone are able to join. The day I'm gonna have the fat electrician join my YouTube channel, I'm just gonna run around like you're gonna hear me running around like a happy schoolgirl, like oh my god, 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 or the AK guy and things like that. I'm gonna be like, that's it. It's gonna be hilarious. I mean, I already had Old Smokey here and Tom Nash at the same time. My month is ready. That's it. I had the best month. Year, in fact. A little bit more to the year, so we'll see. Jing, Greg, any important economic news expected to come out next week? Let me think. What do we have next week? Next week. I mean, first of all, Well, we have PMI, the end Chicago PMI at the end of the month. We had Fed Chair Powell speaks on Monday. Pardon me. What else do we have? We have on Tuesday, we have a final manufacturing PMI, right? On Tuesday, we're going to have it. ISM manufacturing PMI, jobs, all jobs openings. We're going to see job openings as well on Tuesday. ISM manufacturing. All right. So Wednesday we have OPEC. OPEC, in the context of everything, it kind of doesn't matter. We said the market is going to be volatile up and down. You saw the other day we broke up back above the. Look, it doesn't matter whether it's 68 or 71. If you think at 68 it doesn't cut into profit margins of the companies, we both, definitely, I don't have to tell you. So, but you have crude oil inventories on Wednesday, so we might see oil react on Wednesday or running up on Wednesday. Non-farm employment change, ADP non-farm employment change, that's the ADP's report, not the actual one, but I mean that's a preparation for the non-farm payroll, which is used to be known as the NFP. Used to matter quite a bit. Right now it doesn't matter how many new jobs were opened the following month, not including farming and agriculture. Then we have Thursday, which will be unemployment claims. Final services PMI, yeah, sure. ISM services PMI. And finally, on Friday, we have average hourly earnings, actually. So Friday is going to be rather interesting. We actually have something through the entire week. We have a lot of events, a lot of reports, and non-farm payroll, the actual non-farm payroll on Friday, non-farm employment change, those who look for it on the outlets. Unemployment rate. Yeah, and we have unemployment rate, of course. We had prior to the preparation for it. Now we have the actual one. We're gonna have that on Friday. So we have plenty of events on this upcoming week. All right, that's it, boys and girls. That's what we have for this upcoming week. Let me check. Please, data, good stuff. Thank you. Okay, yes. Thank you. Broken Toys and Investments. Broken Toys Investments. Yeah, really cool name. No, Miss Muppet. Broken. You don't misbehave here. It's Miss Merlin, and my miss here is Miss Nannies or Mama. So if you misbehave, Broken, you know what's gonna happen. I hope that was not with the intention of insulting, because I'm not gonna stand for that bullshit here. Just to be clear, I'm pretty sure you didn't have that intention, but just to be on the same page there. Okay. Great importance economic news expected to come out next week. Yeah, we've covered that. Please come back in 2 minutes after live. That's true, nannies. Thank you very much. And if you would please come back 2 minutes after the live ends to comment on the video to boost the channel in YouTube algo. That is very correct. That will help me tremendously. And the channel and the community and all that beautiful stuff. So I mean, it just makes sense, I guess. Okay, that's a lot of data. Good stuff. Thank you, bro. My pleasure, brother. So maybe some actual action may happen next week. Absolutely. We might be looking at some very volatile days on this upcoming. No insult meant. I had a feeling. It's just kind of goofing around. I get it. Again, broken toys. We're just, making sure. I myself goof around sometimes and say wonky stuff. No worry. First of all, we don't, again, if it's not, looking to insult, we're understanding. What's Meta doing after that tech release yesterday? Are they shooting up or down right now? Actually, I didn't look at Meta for a while now, so we can take a look at Meta right before we close this. Why not? Let's take a look at Meta. Let's look at Meta. I mean, look, realistically, they're doing nothing. They're still on that transitional phase between. So look, if you look at this curve, right? If you look kind of how the price action was behaving, so you had a very steep curve. You had a flattening of the curve, which we're still in it. You could have some completion to the upside, right? Pardon me. This way, right? It's gonna complete the move and retest highs based upon this accelerating overheating momentum, which once penetrates overbought right here above 80, the value of 80 on the stochastic RSI implies very bullish momentum, so it can actually go higher. Here this potentially can pan out to be bullish. Right now it's bearish at face value because in oversold territory, but it can easily turn around. It's just exactly that right space. On the other hand, you have the daily, which is at face value still bullish, right? So you can easily squeeze out a little bit of that trend that we saw before, right, on the smaller time frames. In other words, you have more bullish momentum. But if you're objective and the larger you look, you realize it is currently testing what is a major resistance or a support. We will see. Yes, it can penetrate through retest and then break back down while retaining an overarching uptrend still going downwards, right? So you need to be objective about these things. So it's kind of iffy, but it has potential. The problem is, if the S&P breaks, what do you think will happen with Meta? Sure, Meta, if the revenue from their commercials and all that wonderful stuff will go further, and all their beautiful plans that they have, their Metaverse Smurfs and all their Smurfs and bullshit that's going on. Sure, it will mitigate the fall, it will make it slower, but otherwise it will not save it. Alright, now we really are coming to a conclusion of this live. Now, Broken Toys is testing investor. No, I don't think so. Plus Mama, at the end of the day, you have all Mama, don't forget, you have the ability to block, mute everybody here, and if you feel they're going out of line, that's why I trust you completely. So you do what's necessary. You can mute, ban, block, all that. I'm surprised with the new tech, they aren't hotter right now. The opposite of MetaFan. I've avoided. I've actually closed my Facebook account recently. It's all garbage. It's just freaking garbage. All of it. It's garbage. Everything that Zuckerberg touches is garbage. That's how I see it. I don't understand what people like about that trash. I mean, honestly, if it used to be like, in the beginning, in the inception of it, was not a bad thing, but then like everything and anything and everything in life, it got abused and misused, and it just became this shitty place. It's a dumpster fire, all of it. So. What do you mean? Space Monkeys Mafia, you're not familiar with the two purple sausages pattern? It's the best pattern. Purple sausages. Sure. That's the best pattern. Two purple sausages touching each other. That's the pattern. Yes. Wait, we haven't yet got to the Where's Waldo part. At some point, we're gonna be looking for Waldo in the pattern. Zuckerberg. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Glenn, I think Broken Toys was totally innocent. I believe Broken Toys is innocent unless he'll test Mama's patience, which, just like with Miss Marilyn, you don't want to do that. Very like that. That's why I chose her, because she's the right type of person, if you will. I entrusted her with that power. Power! My girlfriend hears you in the background, and she says she completely agrees with you. She hates Meta, and Instagram is a dumping ground. Yeah, absolutely. Very good, Jean. I'm very glad to hear that's what she says. It is a dumping ground. It is a dumpster fire. In fact, if you remember on my in my links, I used to call it Face Palm. Like, that's how I changed the link from being Facebook to Face Palm. So I will admit their new tech has just looked pretty cool, though. I hate to admit it. Smokey. We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, you and I. I'm so not into that crap. Maybe called me an old-timer. which between us two, it's hilarious that we both know you're a couple of levels higher than me. I'm only level 38, but and if I'm already feeling old, but yeah. It's all good. Broken toys, investments. I understood his comment. All right. Perfect, boys and girls. All right. Old smoking, Gene. I believe it'll become only the old connected in the world. I see what you're saying there, old. Smoking, nah, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not a fan. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you much. I am closing this live. It was awesome to hang out. I hope to see you on the next one. I think we're all informed of what's going on. There's not much really to say here. We might see another pickup, but really it seems like we're rushing back to 5722. We will be able to pick up on this on Monday, of course. So no big surprises. We know Monday can be very volatile as it's going to be the beginning of a new week. We're getting closer to closing the month, the quarter. We spoke about these things. We're kind of anxiously waiting for these 3 upcoming days that we're basically are left. So this is very important for us. So let's see what Monday will bring. For right now, boys and girls, you all have a wonderful, amazing, safe, relaxing, productive, great weekend. Thank you all for showing up. I will see you on the next live or on the video if I'll make one if something crazy will happen. Love you all. See ya. Bye-bye.